Python Object-Oriented Programming. Object-oriented programming lets you group related data and behavior into classes. Instead of passing data between separate functions, you bundle everything together. In this video, we will cover classes, inheritance, magic methods, properties, and abstract base classes. These are the core building blocks of larger Python programs. A class is a blueprint for creating objects. You define it with the class keyword. The init method is the constructor called when you create a new object. The self parameter refers to the current instance, similar to this in Java or JavaScript. Each method in a class takes self as its first parameter. Class variables are shared by all instances of a class. Instance variables belong to each specific object. You access class variables through the class itself or any instance. This distinction is important because changing a class variable affects every object, while instance variables are independent. Properties let you control how attributes are accessed and changed. Use the property decorator to create a getter and the setter decorator for validation. The area property is read-only because it has no setter. Python recalculates it every time you access it, which is useful for derived values. Magic methods have double underscores on both sides, like init, str, and eq. They let your objects work with Python built-in operators and functions. When you implement add, your objects support the plus operator. When you implement len, they work with the len function. These methods make your classes feel like native Python types. The representing method returns a developer-friendly string, while str returns a user-friendly one. If you only implement one, choose representing. Python falls back to representing when str is not defined. For the eq method, return not implemented when comparing with incompatible types instead of returning false. Inheritance lets a child class reuse code from a parent class. You define inheritance by putting the parent class name in parentheses. The super function calls the parent constructor. The child class inherits all methods and attributes. It can also add new methods or override existing ones. You can chain inheritance across multiple levels. A kitten inherits from cat, which inherits from animal. The kitten has access to all methods from both parent classes. Use isInstance to check if an object belongs to a class, including parent classes. Use isUbClass to check the class hierarchy. A class method receives the class as its first argument instead of an instance. Use the class method decorator. Class methods are often used as alternative constructors. For example, a temperature class can have from Fahrenheit and from Kelvin class methods that create objects from different units. A static method does not receive the instance or the class. It is just a regular function that lives inside a class. Use static methods for utility functions that are related to the class but do not need access to instance or class data. If the method does not use self or CLS, it should be static. An abstract base class defines a contract that child classes must follow. You cannot create an instance of an abstract class directly. Child classes must implement all abstract methods. If they do not, Python raises a type error. This catches missing methods early, before your code reaches production. You create abstract classes using the ABC module. Decorate required methods with abstract method. Concrete methods like describe can be shared by all child classes. The power of abstract classes is that you can write code that works with any shape without knowing the specific type. OOP is not always the best choice. Use classes when you have data and behavior that belong together. Use functions when you just need to transform data. Use data classes for storing data with minimal boilerplate. A good rule of thumb: if your class only has init and one other method, use a function. Forgetting self is a common mistake. Every method needs self as the first parameter. Without it, Python cannot pass the instance to the method, and you get a type error. Another common mistake is using mutable class variables like lists that get shared between all instances. Avoid deep inheritance hierarchies more than 2 or 3 levels. They are hard to understand and maintain. Prefer composition over inheritance. Store objects as attributes instead of creating deep parent-child chains. A car that has an engine is better than electric car extending vehicle. Here is a quick reference table for magic methods. Use street for user-friendly text and representing for developer text. Use EQ for equality checks and LT for less than comparisons. Use add for the plus operator and len for the length function. These methods make your classes feel Pythonic. Here is a comparison of method types. Regular methods take self and are used for most operations. Class methods take CLS and are used for alternative constructors. Static methods take neither and are used for utility functions related to the class. In the next video, we will learn about data classes and Pydantic. They are modern ways to model data in Python without writing boilerplate code. Data classes auto-generate init, representing, and EQ methods for you. Pydantic adds runtime validation on top of that. If you like this video, hit the like button and subscribe for more tutorials.